Healthcare.
Spectre Studios, playing for the spirit of the game.
Malifaux is a world aside from our own. Located through the Great Breach, it uses Gothic, steampunk, and Victorian horror with a dose of the Wild West thrown in to inject fun and depth into the magical lawlessness of a world rife with monsters, necropunks, man-machine hybrids, gunslingers, and power-hungry politicos.
Okay, so welcome to Spectre Studios' continuing Malifaux campaign of the Shifting Loyalties here at the complex in Scarborough, Maine. So go ahead, check us out online. So today I'm going to be playing against Jake here, and what we're going to be doing is starting off with close deployment, and we have turf war as our strategy. And then the strategies or schemes that we drew were the hunting party, leave your mark, catch and release, and detonate the charges. And as always, we have convict labor as our optional, always available scheme. So we drew, and I went ahead with the first deployment. Actually, Jake chose to give me deployment and side. So I've gone ahead and I've deployed. This week I've added one of the soulstone miners to my arsenal, and I've picked that for my army this week. So I'm going to go ahead and try out the new ability for it to go ahead and show enemy from below, which will allow it to come up at the end of a turn, some turn after the first. It starts buried, comes up unburied. So we'll see how that works. Jake, what have you got?
I have the same Hannah Outcast crew that I've been using with Hannah, the strong arm suit, librarian, and trapper. So I added a free corpsman, but we're only playing 35 soulstone, so I just stuck with what I've been playing with. He stayed in the bag.
Okay. What was the name of the weekly event? Oh, it's the Arcane Monument. So we drew for the weekly event, and we got the Arcane Monument. So if one of our models within 2 inches of the Arcane Monument kills or sacrifices an enemy model, we get 2 script for that. And I believe we can do that twice a game.
And they get +2 casting. They use casting, so.
Oh yeah, I don't really get to worry about that.
Let's get into it.
Okay. So in the turn one, we have moved ahead. I have not pulled out my soulstone miner yet, but I did move up my guys. He took a shot at my large arachnid with his librarian and with his trapper. Put some damage on it. We'll see how much that actually counts. How big of an impact that's going to be, because put a good sized chunk on it. 4 points. And then he also did take a shot at the mechanical rider with his strong arm suit. Put some damage on that. Nothing too serious yet, but start chipping away at it. That's how you're gonna.
You got a shot off on my trapper.
I had
mechanical rider.
Is he moved far?
Yes. In the campaign setting with we moved very far.
I did go with the pneumatic legs upgrade on the mechanical rider. So trades in a gains a 0 action to be able to go ahead and jump 10 inches up to its charge. Is the way it's worded. With the mechanical rider, that's 10 inches. So that's a pretty good distance.
It kept me scared as I was moving before he activated, because I was like, oh god, this guy can go a lot of places. I don't want to just leave somebody hanging out for him.
Yeah, he can move around pretty quickly. So we're going to go see how well that mobility helps him. We haven't really started moving too closely yet to the turf marker in the middle.
I actually didn't move
That's
very
good.
much in the first turn. You were the aggressor.
Yeah, I
was like,
definitely
oh
mind that side. But yeah, it's. I think this turn we're going to see people piling into the middle of this turn.
Yep. Start trying to reach a victory point. So it's gonna get ugly.
Oh yeah.
All right. On to turn 2.
Okay, so like we thought, this was a very active turn. A lot of carnage, a lot of things getting wrecked.
Cards.
We traded a few things. Lots of cards were used. Yes, lots of cheating going on. So what we had was the mechanical rider failed to jump over the house after trying taking a shot at the trapper. The strong arm suit promptly walked up and punched it off the field.
Right,
So they're kind of over there. The librarian took 3 shots at Joss using the, what is that, the arcane runes?
Yeah, she did Fury's casting the ancient words on 3 times.
Yep.
Which almost got him, but he is
Not quite. Joss barely survived, leaving him at 1 wound, which meant he got to reactivate. So he then went ahead and repaid the favor to the librarian and took her off the field.
And she is injured now in the campaign, so I will be flipping on that chart later.
So at the end of the game, we'll see how badly she's injured.
Yep.
Taking an axe to face is pretty bad.
Yep, that hurt. Ouch.
However, Joss is
Ignoring
the
armor.
Hannah then walked up to step in where the librarian went down and punched Joss, but he still had 1 soul stone, and he was able to, between the soul stone and armor, reduce that to 0 damage.
Yeah.
But he did fail the horror duel, so he is paralyzed, standing in front of Hannah. Meanwhile, the soul stone miner finally shows up, and it's going to be doing something. Not sure what yet.
I don't know what, because I don't know what they do, so we'll all find out together.
Yep. The other thing is that the mechanical spider, large arachnid, did go ahead and move up and get into the center area for turf war and drop a scheme marker all at the same time. So that's going good for me there, sort of. Maybe.
We'll get a victory point for having 2 guys in the turf war marker.
And you do get 1 victory point for that.
That's 1 better than I did, so.
Fair enough. Okay.
On to turn
3. End of turn 3. What we're looking at, I've got the Soulstone Miner that's left, and that's all that I've got left. Joss and the mechanical large arachnid both went down. Hannah punched Joss in the face 3 solidly again, and he went squish. We'll see what's going to happen with him. He drew a red joker on the flip to see whether he was injured or not. So he's got an injury.
So.
Same thing with a large arachnid. It also has an injury. So we'll see what happens after the game. Okay. You dropped some soul markers. You've got some victory points.
I got 1 victory point now for having 2 guys in the turf war area. So. I'm in the game. I have a victory point now.
Yes.
Until then, I was sitting on a goose egg of victory points.
Yeah.
But killing people works too.
Yes,
That's the other strategy.
It is effective. It can be effective.
Yeah.
As long as you are also getting your schemes done.
Yeah. So we got 2 turns left. So that's when I have to plan to get my victory points.
Yeah. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to move over with the Soulstone Miner to see about getting out of the way, out of line of sight, and maybe able to drop another ski marker at the start of turn 5. But well, that's not going to be happening now because he's engaged with Anna. The center of the board is all the Jakes.
Yeah, I just move guys around, drop a ski marker, and
moving guys, dropping ski markers.
Couldn't drop a third one, so I couldn't do that. But I still got 2 guys in the middle, so I got
get another turn.
One more turf war victory point.
Yeah, you got another turn to drop schemes, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Okay, so at the beginning of turn 5, after flipping for initiative, I did a strategic withdrawal with my 1 Soulstone Miner because, well, there's no point in sticking around at that point because what I was trying to do was get over there and drop a scheme marker for make you leave your mark, and I was going to sweep it up at end of turn 5 for a victory point.
I knew he was up to something.
Yeah, he was up to something. My other one was, my other scheme was hunting party, and that was probably why I went a little aggressive with the mechanical rider on turn 1, because he only had 1 minion, and that was the trapper. So I was going for the trapper and see if I could try to take him out early. Unfortunately, the strong arm was able to come over and do a good job of protecting the trapper. So. That was what was up with my efforts there.
You got one.
I did get the one
from turf war.
Did get the one from turf war. You ended up with 3 from turf war.
Yep. Pretty good. Last turn. Yep. Last 3 turns, I was getting 1 a turn.
Yep.
Since he retreated with the Soulstone Miner at the end of the 5th turn, I also had hunting party, but that meant there was nobody there.
One for that.
So I got 1 for that.
One for you not,
and then I was able to drop another ski marker near the center line to get 1 point from the common play. So you ended up with 5.
3 there, So you got the 3 markers, so yeah. So you ended up with 5, I ended up with 1, so you had a pretty solid win.
And now we have to flip. I got the librarian has to flip for an injury.
Yeah, I got to flip through half the deck. That's not gonna be that bad. I only got two to flip, so we'll find out how that goes, and we'll update you on that in a few minutes.
Spectre Studios takes you into the story with Benito Senense on YouTube, and you can take an active role as a hero in the videos by supporting the studio on our Patreon page at patreon.com/Benito Senense. Malifaux is a tabletop skirmish game produced by Weird Miniatures LLC and can be found at weirdgames.net and at your local retail game store. Remember to stay safe out there, because bad things happen.
Spectre Studios, playing for the spirit of the game.